Hello, everybody. This is the Mike Nelson Show. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe right now for the best interviews in rock, metal, and everything else in between here. Today, I'm here with a pretty cool guest. I'm here with Matt Mayhem. How you doing today, Matt?
Good, man. I'm great. It's too damn hot outside, man. I went
Yeah, it
outside real
is.
quick to throw out the
Yeah,
trash.
I know, especially here in
I'm like,
LA, right?
oh
I
man.
don't know. I don't know what part. Are you in
Yeah, yeah.
California too?
I'm in California, brother. I'm down the 60 from you.
Oh,
I'm in
okay.
Riverside. What about you?
Okay, that's hotter over there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I can't stand it. Fuck this. Yeah.
Yeah, so talk to me a little bit about how you started playing. When did your musical journey kind of start off? Where everybody's kind of different. Some people hear music first and they start playing. How was it like for you, Matt?
Sure, man. Yeah, no. And the way it started for me again, just kind of like with everybody, man, just listening to, Black Sabbath, all the classic stuff, all the classic bands and stuff like that. What really got me into just like melody and stuff like that has been like, the Temptations, Motown, just stuff of that, things of that nature. When I was actually in my mom's stomach, my dad would actually put on like Sabbath, like on my
Wow.
mom's stomach, and like Queen, like Deep Purple, stuff like that. So I mean, it's just been rooted in me, man. So just I just love it, But when it came to me and getting to the bass and stuff like that, it was guys like you've talked to, like we just said before hitting record, was Dave Elson, Cliff Burton, the heavy thrash guys, big Cliff Burton fan. I see you got a Metallica shirt
Yeah.
on, so you know about Cliff. You know,
Yeah.
he's the alpha and omega. I mean, I bet there's like a billion interviews, man. Everybody's talking about how great he is, man. So I just that's me too.
Now, for you, were you kind of playing bass right away, or did you kind of play other instruments first? I know for a lot of people, they play other stuff first, then they switch over to bass.
Well, I played drums for like maybe like a year, and I had like a little rinky-dink like Tama or Ludwig. I don't remember, dude. This is so many years ago, but and then I switched over to bass because my parents, I mean, not to make it into a sob story or anything, but my parents got divorced. I was with a single parent now at this time. Like, money's not coming in, so I was able to get like a little rink-a-dink like Epiphone bass, P bass and stuff. So I was just like, okay, I'll just mess around with the bass, and then I just went from there. I'm a drummer at heart, to be honest with you. I'm more rhythmic, but I just just went to bass and just went from there.
Were you self-taught, or did you kind of learn from somebody else?
Self-taught, dude. Self-taught. Yeah, man. I can't read music for shit, dude. Like it's
Wow.
so bad. Yeah. Like I'm barely lucky to do tabs, you know what I mean? And that's
Wow.
still like you could ask the boys in Legion, they're like, man, he sucks at theory, he sucks at this. I'm just like, if it sounds good and if I'm in the key and I'm cool, let's do it. Because I know there's a lot of like virtuosos that you see on Instagram and YouTube and stuff, right? That are just like shredding and just like talking about I can't do that, dude. I'm just four on the floor and we're cool.
Now, when did you start kind of recording music? Did you start when you were young, or when did it kind of start for you?
Oh no, actually the pandemic. I mean, just kind of like a lot of bedroom producers started happening, right? Because of the
Yeah.
pandemic and I was in a lot of like depression and stuff and I was in a band prior to these projects called Serpent Within, and we were playing around LA. We were playing around this area and stuff like that. But the band broke up, went into a deep depression about it. Like, just one of those like, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I had a buddy who was like, who told me, he was like, dude, like, why do you need that band? Like, just go write stuff, man. Like, go, we have technology, like, go do it. I'm like, all right, cool. And I did. That's how I started writing the Mayhem Inferno stuff and the Burning Legion stuff.
Did you kind of learn how to do like Pro Tools and all that then, or what do you
I
use?
did. I did.
Okay, you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Huh.
I got lucky with the Focusrite, and then it just like, because you get the free subscription and shit.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, well, let me test it out and stuff. And I was on it for like hour. Like if my wife was here, she'd be like, oh, dude, that was like the worst thing to do was get him that freaking Focusrite, because she got it for me as a birthday present, and yeah, she hates it because I was like on it for hours. Yeah.
So with your recent projects with Mayhem and Burning Legion, did you produce this stuff yourself then, or did you get help for this?
Oh no, no, all self-produced, man. All self-produced. Like, in my day job, like on lunch or like if I have a break or something like that, I'm just going on YouTube, just looking at like, different producers and stuff, how to do some different tips and tricks. Of course, like, Glenn Flicker from SMG, his stuff, learning a lot from him. Rick Beato, one of the guy, these guys
Yeah,
that are like, a million
legends.
views.
Mhm.
Yeah, legends, exactly, exactly. So just learning from them and stuff like that, man. So, and just putting it into practice. But both albums, and anything that is Mayhem Inferno or anything Burning Legion is produced by me. But the upcoming Burning Legion stuff, we're gonna have a buddy of ours by the name of Kyle who's up in Murieta, who has his own studio, and he might do a little bit of producing. We haven't gotten that far to have that conversation with him, but we'll see what's going on with it.
Now, of course, in our times, it's a lot easier, I guess, to make music from home, right? I mean, it would be really hard for you to make this kind of stuff, say 20, 30 years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, but I just think that's a great thing you bring that up because imagine if like Prince or like the dudes in Megadeth like had
Yeah.
this technology, like oh shit, dude, like we would have like 20 rust in pieces instead of one,
Basically, it'd be a lot easier to
Yeah.
record and because you wouldn't have to drive to the
Mm.
studio and kind of wait it out and especially when they recorded on tape, right? It was a lot harder to edit.
Oh yeah, oh definitely, definitely. I mean, and guys like to talk about the analog, right? They're like, oh, I
Yeah.
like the worm sound, dude. Like, whatever, dude. I've gone too far into this, man, where I'm like, dude, the digital stuff is cool. Get used to it. I mean, if you got the money for analog stuff, do it, obviously. But there's so many cats out there that are like, oh, it has to be this tone and this that. Cool, gotcha, man. But just have fun, dude. Just write heavy shit.
Now, with talk to me a little bit about the of course the Burning Legion release. This is your first album then with this project?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. So Inside Manor actually translates to the first one. We actually got the title off of X-Men, the actual the villain Apocalypse. So it translates to the first one, like the first mutant. And so that's what we wanted to do with this album was be more, tailored to everybody, right? There's thrash, there's death, there's tech, there's this, there's that. Um, so that is the first stuff that we're actually putting out with Burning Legion. It was a lot produced by me and the guys Adrian and Eric are doing did a fantastic job. I mean the guitar, I mean the guitars. I mean hopefully you heard it, man, and
Yeah, it's
it's
great.
just something that yeah, no,
It
I
sounds
appreciate it,
really
man.
professional. Doesn't sound
Thank you, thank
self-produced.
you,
Yeah, yeah,
thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, and it it's good, but I think the next stuff that we're going towards is going to be a little bit darker, a little bit heavier. And not to sound like every guy that talks about the new stuff like it's gonna be heavier. No, whatever it is, but to the extent it's gonna be like more like kind of like metalcore, death metal type stuff. Where stuff that I really like, but then Adrian and Eric really like to play as well.
So how did you hook up with Adrian and Eric for this project?
Man, that's a fantastic question. I love always answering this question. So I actually met them over Instagram.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so Adrian is probably down the street from you, and then Eric is all the way in Connecticut.
Oh
So
wow. That's pretty
yeah,
far.
so it's pretty far. It's pretty far.
Yeah,
That's why we say we're a studio band for now.
yeah.
If things do move with Burning Legion, hopefully so. But if it doesn't, whatever. We just like writing. Eric is a fantastic human being, man. We call him the architect because he just knows how to put the songs together, the riffs together. He's like the mastermind
Yeah.
of how we compose the music, But yeah, just through Instagram, just message them because they were on my solo stuff first, and then we just decided like, why don't we just do a band, dude? Why don't we just write stuff together, And that's how we made Burning Legion.
So you with your solo stuff, you used to kind of write everything yourself then. With this Burning Legion, it's more of a collaborative thing.
Correct, correct. And even with my solo stuff, it was more collaborative too because I mean, I would only do the drums and the bass and the lyrics and the producing stuff. To be honest with you, I would do everything aside for the guitars. That was the only place that I didn't one sing, obviously, but that was the only thing that I didn't do. And then these guys came in and just like knocked it out of the park, like better than I would have expected it. Because usually when I collaborate with people, I'm like, hey, this is the key I'm in, this is the BPM, have fun.
Mhm.
I kind of let the artist be the artist, and help them paint the picture. Hey, this is what I'm envisioning, but if you got something else going on, cool.
So what were some of the challenges, making this album since you're like a studio band and you're not really in the same room? That some people have talked about how that's really hard and talk to me about maybe some challenges with that.
That's a great question, man. That's a great question, Mike, because there was some challenges in the fact that, again, we're all family men. We all have different things going on in our lives. Um, I would say just in the fact of just like putting it all together. But the communication was spot on, right? There was nothing wrong with communication. We were able to actually be like, you know, message each other. We're on, Instagram. We have a group chat. All of us are talking. We'll show each other riffs and videos and stuff like, hey, what do you think of this? How do you play it? So communication wise was good, but just putting it together was kind of a pain in the ass. But it's it's fine.
Now, with this project, you mentioned, of course, you guys are all in different places right now. So, you guys ever planning on doing like a show together though, like a live show? Maybe getting that
Oh,
plan.
that's a great question too. Yeah, we are planning to. I mean, just getting Eric out here. Maybe playing a festival, maybe doing a one-off. We're more than happy to do it. We just got to get the right people in place. Get a drummer and things of that nature. Right now, for I don't want to say too much, but for the stuff that's coming out, we do have a drummer coming on board to do it and collaborate with us. And so everything from the new stuff that we're gonna do is gonna be completely like another level because we're just production wise, writing wise. So yeah.
And the new stuff, you guys are going to try to release that later this year then?
We're gonna try to release maybe two singles this year, but an overall release would probably be in around January, February of next year. Yeah, we're looking at maybe a four-song EP. EP is good, but just kind of see where we're at, and then maybe toss around a cover next year also.
Now, with your solo project, are you still doing shows with that, or is that kind of on hold right now?
No, no. Doing shows is not. No, no. Mayhem Inferno it's not anything like that. It's just, I mean, I would love to too, but again, it's just writing. At this point, it's just putting music together. It's almost kind of like an Infant Annihilator situation, but
Yeah.
not so, out there. I like to tell people like my drums, you could actually play them.
Yeah.
Because those drums are nuts. But no, just studio stuff. If it ever gets to the point where Bernie Legion does play shows, then hey, maybe I could sneak in a Mayhem Inferno type of situation, maybe a song or two or something. But it's just me to express myself.
Well, man, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. It was great talking to you.
You too, Mike. Yeah, appreciate it for having
Appreciate
me
it.
on, man.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Remember to stay heavy.